You're watching Chili Boy Productions. I'm Larry, Chili Boy Chilson, and this is my review for Cassandro. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Cassandro is a 2023 sports biopic directed by Roger Ross Williams. The film tells the story of Saul, a homosexual lucha libre wrestler from El Paso, Texas, who rises to international fame when he creates the character Cassandro, the Liberace of lucha libre. And as his star rises, Cassandro not only upends the macho world of wrestling, but also his own life. The film stars Gal Garcia Bernal in the title role, as well as Bad Bunny and Raul Castillo. So Cassandro premiered at Sundance 2023, and it was a film I really wanted to see when the festival came around, particularly since they were doing the hybrid model once more. Unfortunately, I just wasn't able to make it work, and I missed out on this film I've been so excited for ever since. Thankfully, I was able to attend the Alamo Drafthouse advanced screening of the film, in which they gave us these very fabulous Cassandro fans screening before the film's September 15th very limited release in theaters and ahead of the September 22nd premiere date on Prime Video. So as an LGBTQ member of the Latino community, obviously anything to do with that intersection I'm automatically excited for. To get this type of representation is always fantastic. It obviously speaks to me in a way that even other queer or Latino stories don't, because it really kind of hones in on a very specific subset that I happen to fall into. Add to that, we were getting a queer sports film. Add into that most Hispanic and Latino communities and their very complicated relationship with religion and LGBTQ communities. And although you could easily be confused by the fabulous costumes and masks and over the top dramatics of the lucha libre, yeah, it was not a welcoming sport for a very long time. So I was excited to get a film about a young man who paved the way through a macho sport that demonized queer people. And thankfully, it is just as wonderful and fabulous as I had hoped for. I loved Cassandro. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't start the positives off with Gael Garcia Bernal, who is absolutely fabulous in this film. He is so good as both Saul and Cassandro. And the film does such a fun job of separating the two, really showing the showmanship of it all. And we all know, obviously, Gael is a legend, particularly within the Latino film community, but also the queer film community. But more than all that, he's just a fantastic actor, and that is on full display yet again here. Possibly one of his best roles of a storied career. Raul Castillo also seems to be making quite the name for himself within queer films these days, and he is fantastic in this film, given a really meaty role to dig into, and he's more than up for the challenge. Perla de la Rosa is also fantastic as Saul's mother. Their relationship and dynamic is so wonderful in this film, and it's down to the two actors just having this amazing natural chemistry. And then we have Roberta Calendres, who is also wonderful and a great, great character here. And of course, the story is fantastic. It's obviously based on a true story. It's based on an actual person and his groundbreaking work, but his story is fascinating. But what the script itself does so well is balance the fabulosity of the character with the happiness of embracing yourself, and the trauma and some degree of despair that comes along with that, just in general, but particularly in this time at this moment, and including some of the more devastating life events that take place. It's a very balanced script that gave me all the feelings I hope for in a queer drama. The cinematography is stunning, and this score, oh, blew me away. I thought the original score was absolutely fantastic. It's a beautiful blend of intertwining the cultural musical cues with just beautiful grand music. It's also under 2 hours. It never overstays its welcome, but there's not much left on the table that made you wish you had more of. Though there are a couple things, which we'll get to in a moment. But it's just a really well balanced, evenly paced, great watch. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to Cassandro? So let's talk about those moments that I think were left on the table. One of which is the ending. It just kind of ends in an okay, it's over type of fashion. We get this big, beautiful moment right before the very end of the film that's very impactful and emotionally resonant. And even bits of that final moment do as well. But then it kind of just ends. And I feel like maybe, I don't know, there should have been more cue of a buildup, whether it was letting the music just take over the audience, give us something a little bit more grand if that's the type of ending you were going for. And honestly, I think that's just the overall negative when it comes to the film. It's an indie, and it definitely wants to feel small and intimate and like an indie, but it's also a sports drama. So when we get these big sports moments, I feel like the movie just doesn't quite go big enough. It doesn't hit you quite hard enough in the feels. I think what it relies on is that you personally, as a human, are connecting with this other human who may or may not have shared experiences to you. But I think they could have hit even harder if we had just had a little bit more of the sports movie filmmaking with the musical cues specifically, because the score is there. We just needed to utilize it just a tad more impactfully. I also could have used more Bad Bunny. I know that we are all kind of mad because of that Jenner girl off to the side, but he's really good in the movie. Unfortunately, he just has no screen time. They are definitely cashing in on his popularity here in the marketing because he's everywhere for the Cassandro marketing, but he's nowhere to be found in the film itself. And honestly, I think they're a little bit misleading with what his role is in some of the marketing as well. So I could have used more Bad Bunny and more of that relationship at large. But overall, I thought this was a wonderful film that really hit me in the feels. It got me emotional watching it throughout several points. I loved Cassandro. I connected to his story, to his plight, and it's just a film that deserves to be seen. So if you have the opportunity to see Cassandro on a big screen, definitely take advantage. I think you will be pleasantly surprised with this film. Otherwise, if it's not showing at a theater near you, make sure to give it a chance on Prime Video. You don't even have to leave your house to support this lovely film. So that was my review for Cassandro. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, make sure to join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Cassandro, or have you checked it out as well? Let me know your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.